Well, a former UPS worker is taking her case all the way to the Supreme Court this week after she says the company refused to accommodate her request to not have to lift heavy packages while she was pregnant. She's already struck out in 2 lower courts, but employees and women across the country will be watching this decision very closely. Joining me now for a debate, trial attorney David Schwartz, who will be taking the side of the former UPS driver, Peggy Young, and employment attorney Misty Marris. She will be taking the side, I believe, of UPS. So this is set to be heard by the Supreme Court this week, December 3rd. So yes, all eyes are on it for great reason. You know, we saw that the photo, her daughter now is 7. This has been hanging for a long time. 2 courts did not rule in her favor thus far. This is why we're looking at it now. Was there discrimination involved? David, you say?
Absolute discrimination, because it's not only the ability to work that the Act looks at, it's the inability to work. And here, she was not treated like other employees who have an inability to work, who got modified duty. Those that fall off, you know, a tree or whatever, who are injured in the line of duty. So she should be treated the same as those employees.
But according to the Civil Disabilities Act, right, the Employees with Disabilities, there was an amendment that changed. In 2006, was she covered, Misty?
Well, it's two different aspects. First is the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, and under that, UPS was not only required to treat her the same as everybody else. There's no specific accommodation that has to be made for a pregnant woman. The Americans with Disabilities Act in 2008 was amended that a heavy lifting injury like she had, or a heavy lifting when she couldn't lift a box over 70 pounds, would have been covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act in 2008, and it wasn't in 2006. A pregnant woman is not subject to the Americans with Disabilities Act for the reason that she's just because she's pregnant. If there's some other condition at play, then she could be covered and have the benefits of that act.
Interestingly enough, UPS has changed its policy. Their statement is this: UPS believed it was appropriate to update its workplace policies so that we can attract and retain the best workforce that we can. How will this play, David, if you have to say?
I think the Supreme Court will certainly rule that there was discrimination on the part of UPS, and they're going to rule in her favor. Absolutely, in this case. She was discriminated against.
You know, UPS was not, what they did was within the confines of the law. They did not violate the Pregnancy Discrimination Act. And to speak to their new policy, now there's a trend among the states to provide protections for women specifically relating to pregnancy. So they might require that a company give these employees accommodations. So for a company like UPS to have this blanket policy that works on a national level, this change is likely due to the fact that it will help them comply with the state and local statutes.
Is it an olive branch, or is it an indication that they may be fearing that something may come down on them in a judgment not in their favor?
I think they're going to fear it because it's discriminatory. It's the fact of the matter is they had a policy, and the policy discriminated against pregnant women. It's as clear as day. I think this is a clear-cut case.
Well, thankfully, she was able to deliver her sweet package.
Yes.
She's now 7. Our eyes are on this. Thank you so much,
Thank
David
you.
and Misty, for a heated debate on that. This coming up.